to the case in our stack, I have an arraignment on the 19th of this month, and that's the most recent thing.
That's already happened, so you should have some scanned paperwork in your file as to the stamp outs from court on May 19th.
Let's see. It's possible we didn't receive the snap out because
I would say
I
the
think
stamp
we-
out should be scanned in the state's file by now for the 19th.
I think we need to set this off for 24 hours and state, bring this back tomorrow with some clarification on these charges. Ma'am, we will be bringing you back tomorrow while we work out your situation. You're excused. Thank you.
So do I have-
Step over here, go up. Over there, gonna have seats. Your Honor, next we're gonna have Emily Hodge. Start on the bond. You ain't got to do it right now.
Do you want to leave disclosures?
Yes. All right, Ms. Hobbs, you are charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer without violence, operating a motor vehicle without a registration, and misuse of the 911 or emergency system services. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I will find probable cause on these charges. Do you have anything to add on these charges? It looks like we've got both parties in today on this one.
This is from Ms. Hobbs.
Yeah, looks like we've got both of them.
But this is battery on law enforcement.
It is. Ma'am, as to the resisting officer without violence, that bond will be $1,000. The failure to register a motor vehicle, that's a $250 bond. Battery on a law enforcement officer is a $5,000 bond. And misuse of 911 emergency systems is a $250 bond. Any other matters on this case?
No, Your Honor?
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Next, we have Lacey Huggin.
Ma'am, you are charged with, you are here on an affidavit of violation of probation for underlying charges of possession of meth and possession of drug paraphernalia. To the extent that you do not have counsel, would you like the Office of the Public Defender to be appointed today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Doesn't look like we've got any new charges on this one, so you will remain in custody on the violation of probation with hearings set for June 22nd, 2026 at 8:30. Any other matters to add on this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Next, we have Laura Jarvis.
Ma'am, you're charged with DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. have one other prior DUI in this case. Can you bring up the rest? All right, I will find probable cause in this case. Does the state public defender have anything to add?
Just ask for reasonable.
Since you had the trustee.
All right, based on your prior DUI conviction, this will be a $1,000 bond. You are under no driving without a valid license, curfew of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., breathalyzer at cost, no consuming alcohol. Any other matters in this case? All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Next, we have Ariana Martinez.
Ma'am, you are here on an Osceola County failure to appear based on a false report to a law enforcement officer. Do we have any new charges on this case? Looks like you are subject to hold for Osceola County. If they don't come and pick you up, then there will be a hearing set for June 1st, 2026, and you'll remain in custody until that hearing or until they come and get you. Anything
I apologize, did you already set the $5,000 bond
on?
on Martinez?
Yes,
Okay, I'm sorry, I just didn't hear.
yes, I'm sorry. Any other matters on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Next, we have Nicolette Powell.
Ms. Powell, you're charged with driving with a license suspended or revoked. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I will find probable cause on this offense. Does either party have anything to add in regards to this offense?
No.
All right, bond will be set at $250. No driving without a license. You're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Standard conditions.
Next, we have Sakara Richardson.
Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, a second count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without an intent to kill, a DV aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, DV battery, and a violation of a pretrial release condition, and possession of a weapon, firearm, or ammo under a violation of probation. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed on these charges?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender.
She is currently out on pretrial release.
Because you're out on pretrial release, I will revoke your pretrial release in that case, and you'll remain in regards to that case.
There's the case number.
That would be case number 26 CF 4098. And in regards to the new offenses, I do find probable cause. Is there anything to add on these cases?
No, Your Honor.
I see you're already subject to a risk protection order. Looks like we have on the domestic violence battery, a $1,000 bond, and In regard to that, you are to remain 500 feet from the event location. No weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, no bar. And then in regard to the third-degree felony offenses, that will be a $5,000 bond each.
Sorry, did you say curfew?
Yes. Curfew 6 a.m., 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And is this, are any of these offenses on the dangerous list state?
Double check.
Believe that we might have one.
It looks like.
On the aggravated assault, ma'am, that'll be no bond.
You don't understand, this is what defender's office. It's a third-degree felony, and again, unless the state files her motion for pretrial release detention, she should get a bond on that. It's up to the state whether they file on this type of charge or not. If the state's wanting to file on it, then they need to file on it. But she's entitled to bond without them filing on that motion for pretrial detention.
The state will file, Your Honor. Can I get the last name spelled again? My apologies.
Richardson, RICHARDSON.
Got it.
One moment, ma'am.
And just to be clear, which charges was the state wanting a hearing on?
Aggravated assault, deadly weapon without, but then there's DV, aggravated assault.
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill.
And there's also a DB, aggravated assault.
Oh.
Hello, somebody.
just to be clear, are you doing it in all the ag assaults or just the DV ag assault?
I suppose I should, there was only ready to file section 4. I suppose
I mean, again, usually the state doesn't file these type of charges. Not saying they can't file a motion for pretrial detention on these type, but I would just like clarification as to
How
whether,
many of the counts?
yeah, whether that he's filing in all 3 ag assaults or just the 1 DV ag assault.
I could amend to include. All 3 aggravated assaults.
Are you filing it on all 3 or on 1?
I'll file on all 3.
Well, they're delineated differently. One's DV and the other 2
And the
are
other
not.
two are, yeah.
So let me give this back.
I'm gonna hand this back to you and let you
I will
amend
put this
the.
back. Yep. Thank you, sir.
Love it too. I'm sure we'll see him down there. We'll see us down there.
Just, usually these are filled out before court.
All right, the state has moved for pretrial detention on the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon count, the second aggravated assault with a deadly weapon count, and the aggravated assault count. Can you bring that back up for me?
Hey, William,
Yes.
heads up, y'all's camera's frozen, just so y'all are aware. On our end, we still have audio, but y'all's camera's frozen. I don't know if you want to turn it off, turn it back on, the camera. That fixed it.
All
Actually,
Well, as long as you can hear us.
All right, so on the domestic violence aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that will be also a no bond in addition to the revocation of the pretrial release on the old case. The two, I'll deny the motion as to the 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon, and bond will remain at $5,000 each on those. The bond also, as previously stated, on the domestic violence battery.
What, did we do the bonds on the other charges yet?
Yeah, that's what I just, as stated previously on the domestic violence battery, and then beyond that, in regard to the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts, non-domestic violence. I'll deny the motion and bond will be at $5,000 each on those counts. But as to the domestic violence ag assault, that will be a no bond. And then on the firearm, that will also be $5,000.
What was the violation of pretrial release condition charge? Is it 1,000 or?
That was the revocation.
No, I mean, she's charged with the charge also.
Oh, I'm
Violation
sorry.
of pretrial
Yes,
release.
that also is a $1,000.
And so the hearing is that on, what, the 28th at 1 o'clock regarding the 1 count of DV ag assault?
Yes, the 28th will be the 1 count hearing.
What is the bond for a position?
5,000. Clear? All right, anything else on this case?
Was there any other case addressed? Because I don't remember at this point.
I don't believe so.
So we're just talking about this one case today.
I revoked the previous, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. Oh, no, that, I did that at the
Okay, so
very
so
beginning.
she's Parker then on the other case
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So we're just
Yes.
having a hearing on one charge even though she's already Parker.
yes,
Okay.
okay. You're excused, ma'am, thank you.
I had a question.
Next up, we have Maya Rivera.
Good morning.
Ms. Rivera, you're charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, and domestic violence, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. And in regards to both counts, I will find probable cause on each. Anything to add on either of these charges with the domestic violence cases?
Again, Your Honor, we have a lot of domestic violence cases, but the state doesn't always file on all the DV cases, or we'd have to have a lot of hearing days for motions for pretrial detention hearings. But it's their discretion in a lot of these cases. But I would just ask for bonds to be set, and they have the same address. I asked for one time with law enforcement.
Sorry to interrupt. We do not have the same address.
Oh, you don't? Okay, never mind then.
All right. State, anything to add on these cases?
No, Your Honor, after conversation, it stands on that.
All right. In regard to the domestic violence ag bat with a deadly weapon, bond will be set at $10,000. You are to remain 500 feet from the event location, no weapons, no firearm, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, no bars. In regard to the aggravated assault, that will be a $5,000 bond with the same conditions. They're different addresses, so that should resolve it. Anything else on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Next up, we have Hillary Sanchez Delgado.
All right, ma'am, you are charged with resisting an officer without violence. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you on this case?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I'll find probable cause on this count. Does either party have anything to add?
I just asked for presumptive bond.
Bond will be set at $1,000 on this offense with standard conditions of pretrial release. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you are excused, ma'am.
Next up, we have Amanda Stash.
Ma'am, you're charged with DUI, alcohol, or drugs, and refusing to submit to a breath alcohol test. First refusal. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. I'll find probable cause on this case. Does either party have anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, then in regard to this, ma'am, on each count, that will be a $250 bond. You are to have no driving without a valid license, curfew 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., breathalyzer test at cost, and no consuming any alcohol. Any other matters? All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we have Emily True.
All right, ma'am, you are alleged to have violated the conditions of your probation or community control, including prior charges of cocaine sale, marijuana sale, marijuana sale, marijuana sale, use of a two-way communication device to commit a felony, possession of cocaine, possession of alprazolam, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to you to the extent that you do not already have counsel on these charges?
Yes.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender.
That makes sense.
Anything to add on this case?
Yeah, no, we were appointed, right?
Yes.
There's no bond, BOP.
Yeah. Ma'am, you're going to remain no bond on these violations of probation until your probation hearing, which is set for June 22nd, 2026 at 8:30. You're excused.
Next, we have Tiffany Wallace.
Y'all quiet.
We were appointed in this case yesterday. I had a follow cause challenge. I did receive a new report from the state regarding the charges that does provide follow cause for the felony charge based on the numerous times in the affidavit. I do have a stipulation with the state regarding the misdemeanor, which is subsumed in the higher charge. That on the misdemeanor violation of injunction charge, there's no probable cause. She should be releasing her own recognizance on that, since the affidavit now does show several times of a violation to support the higher charge.
Okay. There was a prior injunction in place though on this one, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Just double checking. Ma'am, the appointment of the public defender that occurred yesterday remains in place. At the state and public defender have stipulated to release on your own recognizance in regard to the violation of injunction for protection charge, and so I will accept that stipulation and ROR you, and I will find probable cause in regard to the aggravated stalking charge following an injunction. That's a third-degree felony we're looking at, right? Yes, so I'll set bond at $5,000 plus monitoring. You are to have no contact with the victim, and you are to abide by the terms of the prior injunction, remain 500 feet from the event location. Anything else on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Next up, we have Wayne Andre.
I'm gonna at some point need a break.
Sure. Let's get through this
We
one.
already did call him.
Yeah. All right, sir, you are charged with domestic violence battery on a person over 65. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case.
Is there even probable cause?
Just a moment, sir.
That's all you.
All right, I do find probable cause in this case. State, do you have anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
All right, bond is set at $5,000 on this case. You are to remain 500 feet from the event location. No contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms, no alcohol, no bars. Anything else on this case? All right, you're excused. All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break before the next case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
resuming after the short break. Call the next case.
Babbert, Norman Babbert. Favorite Babbert.
Sir, you're charged with possession of codeine, possession of drug paraphernalia in a container, and 3 failures to appear based on pretrial release. This is a case that was recalled from yesterday with the financial, the defraud cases, grand theft and fraud. And there were some additional charges that were added, so we called back up on the new cases yesterday. Sir, would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you on these additional charges?
Yes.
I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender.
Okay, I remember that now.
Okay. These are the financial charges. All right, to the extent that there is a capias that was issued on the failures to appear, you will remain in custody on that with a hearing set for, is that July 9th? July 9th at 8:30. That's the robbery, grand theft, and criminal mischief charges. And then I see the financial charges. I'm not seeing the 2 new drug charges. I'm just overlooking it.
This is a bringback from yesterday.
But there was an additional 2 drug charges on that that they needed to add in. So I'm asking where the arrest report is for those. The booking, booking anything on those 2. Okay, thank you. All right, in regard to the possession of codeine and possession of drug paraphernalia, I will find probable cause on those 2 offenses as well. Did either party have anything to add in regards to those 2 offenses? All right, on the possession of codeine, that's a $5,000 bond. In the possession of paraphernalia, that is a is that an M2 or an M1? M1, that's a $1,000 bond. Standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and mandatory testing at cost on those 2 offenses, but you're going to remain in custody because of the capias and because of the matters that we dealt with yesterday. Anything else on these? No. You're excused, sir.
Next up is going to be Raymond Bagwell.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking. Would you like to have the Office of Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Please.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this matter. I will find probable cause in this case. Looks like you reside with the victim. Okay.
No, we do not. We do not reside together.
Do not reside together.
No.
Do you have anything to add in that regard? Okay. Then Bond will be set at $1,000. Remain 500 feet away from the event location. No weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, and no bars.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Next up, we have Cedric Baldwin.
Sir, you're charged with failure to maintain vehicle liability insurance and driving with a license suspended or operating it while the driver's license was suspended, canceled, or revoked. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed for you on this case?
Yes, please.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender on these new charges.
Okay.
Anything to add on these cases?
No. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Boss.
It looks like there is an open active probation case out of state on this. Just noting that for the
Right, okay,
record.
so it's out-of-state probation.
In regard to the two offenses, that's $250 bond on each. And no driving without a valid license during that time. Anything else on this case?
No, no.
All right, you are excused, sir.
Over there. Next up, we have Mr. Richard Barnett.
Mr. Barnett, you are here on a pickup order. One moment to get that pulled up. It looks like you failed to pay a $750 purge amount. You're going to remain in custody on that with a hearing to be set before that judge. You'll get notice of that if you don't pay the purge amount prior. Anything to add on this case?
I would just ask that the hearing be set on Tuesday in front of the magistrate at 1 o'clock. I mean, at 12 o'clock. Is it 12 o'clock?
All right, Tuesday will be the hearing date at noon. Anything else?
No, no.
You're excused, sir.
Next up, we have Jonathan Bell.
Sir, you're here on a failure to appear for an arraignment on a possession of alcohol open container charge. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to the extent that you don't already have a public defender or attorney on these charges?
In our Senator Polk County's office, we cannot be appointed to this type of case.
Okay.
It's a municipal ordinance case, so he would be entitled to a court-appointed attorney such as Gail Cheatwood. I would note the KPS does give two options for him, either a $250 bond or he can plea it at first appearance for a $107 fine. That's on the KPS as well.
All right. State, do you have anything to add on this? Sir, you have two options on this KPS. We can take a plea right now, or, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? For a
It's $107.
$107 fine, or the bond amount can be posted. It's your choice, sir.
I guess the fine, yeah. The fine.
You want to go ahead and enter a plea today? Do you waive your right to counsel?
Yeah.
All right. Sir, please raise your right hand. Would you... Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, so you're charged with possession of alcohol in an open container. My understanding is that you're changing your plea from not guilty to guilty or no contest today? So,
No contest.
no contest. Did you receive any other promises, threats, or coercions other than the plea for a fine of $107 today?
No.
Do you have the capacity to make this agreement? Are you on any drugs, alcohol, or medication affecting your ability to understand?
No,
Have you ever been declared incompetent or had mental problems?
no.
Please state your age and level of education, sir.
42.
What's your level of education?
11th grade.
Can you read and write?
Yes,
You understand that you're giving up your rights to any further hearing or trial on this matter, and that the proof of the
Yeah.
allegations are then beyond and to the exclusion of any reasonable doubt?
yes,
Right? You've given up your right to confront witnesses or to be further represented by an attorney?
no,
And you've chosen not to testify or have any other testimony considered in this matter?
no,
When you say no, you understand you're giving up those rights in order to enter the plea today?
yes,
Yes. Okay. You're a citizen of the United States?
yes,
State, is there a factual basis to support these charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, there is. Sir, do you understand the facts behind this charge today?
yes,
You do. Are you pleading guilty or no contest because you believe it is in your best interest?
yes,
Very well. All right, on that basis, I'll accept your no contest plea and enter a fine for $107. I'll adjudicate.
Are there any investigative costs?
Are there any costs on the board? I don't think so. No costs.
None
No,
states.
no costs. Okay. Very well. Thank you, sir.
That's how they do trespassing and open container charges.
Next, we have Ernesto Bernal.
Sir, you are charged with driving while license suspended or revoked or the equivalent thereof. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
yes,
All right, I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I find probable cause in regards to this offense. Anything to add from either party? All right, bond will be set at $250 on this offense, no driving without a valid license as a condition of pretrial release. Anything else?
What about the resisting and the DUI?
Oh, did we have additional charges? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Who are we on? We're on
Bernal, S.
Bernal. I apologize.
Okay, yeah,
Fast
that's the
forward.
only charge on this
I
case.
apologize. Had already moved on.
No
so
problem.
just $250 bond on that. That's
Yes.
fine.
You're excused, sir. Thank you.
Next, we have Jose Caravallo Maldonado.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, y'all, third row, line up.
Can you repeat that name? Carvalho.
Yes, ma'am. Last name Caravallo Maldonado.
Thank you. Sir, you are charged with resisting an officer without violence and having a breath alcohol of 1.5 or higher, or having a person under 18 in the vehicle, and having no valid driver's license. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you on these charges?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender on these charges. I will find probable cause on these offenses. Anything else to add? All right. State?
No, Your Honor.
All right, on the no valid driver's license charge, that'll be a $250 bond. On the resisting officer without violence, that will be a $1,000 bond, and a $1,000 bond on the breadth of 1.5 or higher with a person under 18 in the vehicle. No driving without a valid license. On this case, you will remain on the conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and breathalyzer at cost, no consumption of alcohol, and no bars. Anything else on this case?
No.
You're excused, sir.
As we have a seat. Next, we have Flynn Kristen.
Yes, ma'am.
Kristner.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you're charged with violating an injunction against stalking to the extent that you don't have a attorney on this case. Would you like to have the Office of Public Defender appointed?
Yes, ma'am.
Provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'll find probable cause on this case. Does either party have anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
No.
All right, sir, in regards to the new offense, the bond amount will be set at $1,000. I'm going to add GPS monitoring. You're to have no contact with the victim, abide by the terms of the injunction that's already in place, and remain 500 feet away from the event location. Anything else on this case?
No.
You're excused.
Next is Bernie Cintron.
Sir, you're charged with, you're alleged to have violated the conditions of your probation in regard to possession of methamphetamine, possession or use of drug paraphernalia, and petty theft, and you are also charged with a new offense of possession of a prescription drug without a prescription. Would you like the Office of Public Defender to be appointed to the extent that you don't already have an attorney in these matters?
Yeah.
And can you repeat that, sir?
Yeah.
You would like the Office of the Public Defender to be appointed? I'll
Yes.
provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this matter. I will find probable cause in regard to the new offense. Anything to add on these cases?
No.
All right, you're going to remain in custody on the violations of probation with hearings that are set for June 2nd at 9:30 a.m. And in regard to the new offense, that will be $250 bond on that offense, curfew 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and mandatory testing at cost. Anything else on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, sir.
Go back here and have a seat. Next is Brandon Cole.
Sir, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cannabis resin. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to you on this case?
Yeah.
All right. I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. In regards to these charges, I do find probable cause. It looks like we have an open case as well on this one with a court date in 26 MM 962.
General Sanderson, Public Defender's Office. My understanding is this started out as a summons case, and I looked at under arrest bonds, and it says he's in an ROR status as of March 4, 2026. I don't know if anything's changed from that, so I would object to any action being taken on an ROR case, if that's how it is right now, if it's under ROR.
State,
The state leaves this matter in your owner's discretion.
thank you. Are you still in ROR status on this one? All right. All right, in regard to the 2 new offenses,
We just ask for presumptive bonds.
I will set bond on the possession of cannabis resin at $5,000 and the possession of drug paraphernalia at $1,000. All conditions of standard pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and mandatory testing at cost. I'll leave you on your current status in regard to the other misdemeanor case. Anything else?
No.
All right. You're excused, sir.
Next is Daryl Cumby.
All right, sir, you are charged with fleeing with disregard of safety to persons or property, driving with a license suspended or revoked as a habitual traffic offender, and reckless driving. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to you in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Anything to add on this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, can you go back to the first? Sir, you have an extensive criminal driving history. And I will find probable cause in regard to these offenses. In regard to the, what's the offense level on that driving with a license suspended or revoked, state?
Yes, Your Honor. HTO F3.
That's an F3 as well. All right, based on your extensive history, I'm going to set bond at $20,000 on the driving with a license suspended or revoked habitual, as well as $20,000 on the fleeing with disregard of safety to persons, in regards to the reckless driving.
Understand that's what she said, ma'am.
You-
About
I
what?
accept
No, about
your
the
bonds. Your excuses, sir.
about the pretrial release.
Your
No.
All right, next up is Daniel Cruz.
All right, sir, you are charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of methamphetamine, possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon, as well as allegations of violation of probation for prior charges of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, petty theft in the first degree, and possession of methamphetamine, as well as use or possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you on these new charges, or to the extent you don't already have counsel?
Yeah, I'd like for them to,
All right,
yeah.
I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. Looks like we also have an open pretrial release case of 26 CF 1114 on this.
I'm sorry, what was the case number again?
26 CF 1114.
That's one of the cases, that's the case he's.
That's the case he's
evaluating.
VOP'd on?
That's the VOP case.
Okay, there must have been a second because it said, I got it marked as a Parker.
It's not. 114, it's a lot. Sure, it's a lot.
Well, in regard to the new offenses, I'm going to find probable cause on those. The possession of drug paraphernalia, anything to add on any of those offenses, by the way? The new offenses?
No, you're not just
All right.
trying to clarify that he really is on probation.
Right, I know, that's why I just thought I would.
I just wanted to, again, my computer's not going fast for some reason today, so I was
No
just trying to
problem.
verify.
Take a minute to clarify.
Or if the clerks could please look it up as to when he was put on probation.
He was put on probation on 4/10/26.
I couldn't hear anything.
April 10th, 2026.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sir, your probation is going to be revoked on those cases, and you'll remain in custody on those with a hearing set for June 23rd, 2026. In regards to the new charges, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of methamphetamine, and possession of a concealed weapon by a convicted felon. On the paraphernalia, that will be a $1,000 bond. On the possession of methamphetamine, that will be a $5,000 bond. And on the possession of a concealed weapon, that will be a $10,000 bond. There will be all the standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory testing. But you'll remain in custody on the violation. Anything else on this case?
No.
You're excused.
Please have a seat. Next, we have Cornelius Davis.
Sir, you are charged with 1 count of domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Correct.
Repeat yourself, sir.
Yes.
Yes, all right, I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. Looks like we also have an open case in this one, 25 CF 8841. It's just bond, okay. In regards to the new offense, sir, I will find that there is probable cause. Does either party have anything to add?
I believe he has the same address in the new case, so I'd ask for one time of law enforcement to get his items.
All right, on the new offense, I will set bond at $1,000. You stay 500 feet from the event location, no weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, and no bars. You may return to the event location one time within 48 hours with the accompaniment of law enforcement in order to obtain your belongings. And then, where were we on that bond case?
He has open bonds.
He has open bonds. On all of it. Is that all one case? Yeah. All right. Your bond in your other case is revoked with a hearing set for June 12th, 2026 at 8:30.
I thought he had a court, this is an 8841 case, right? Is that?
His court date on the
Court date is
26th.
26.
That's on 5/26.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. It is on May 26th.
Yeah, that's this coming Tuesday. I just wanted to make sure he didn't lose that court date. He has,
It remains in place.
he has Amanda Peterson as his attorney on that case.
Yes. All right. Anything else on this case? You're excused, sir.
Next, we have Charles Ducky.
Sir, you're charged with driving under the influence. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. This appears to have a prior DUI. I will find probable cause on this offense. Anything to add by either party?
No, Your Honor.
Right. This is a $250 bond, sir. You will remain on all the standard conditions of pretrial release, no driving without a valid license, curfew 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., breathalyzer and drugs testing at cost, and no consuming any alcohol and no bars. Anything else? You're excused, sir.
Come up right here, have a seat. Good, come up right here, have a seat. Okay. Next, we have Andrew Feldman.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I do find probable cause on this offense. Does either party have anything that they want to add in this regard to this case?
Only this, the same address.
All right. Sir, on this offense, you will have bond in the amount of $1,000. You are to remain 500 feet from the event location, no weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, no bars. Within 48 hours, you may return once to the location if accompanied by law enforcement to collect your belongings. Anything else? You're excused, sir.
Next is Adam Floyd.
Sir, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence and petty theft. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender on this case. Looks like we have an open bond case 26 CF 4787. So I will find probable cause on the new offense. New offenses. Anything to add in regard to the new offenses?
He's asked for reasonable bonds. I'm sorry, what was the case number of the one?
26 CF 4787.
Issue bonds. Active bonds.
There's active bonds on the offenses in that. In regard to the resisting without violence, that will be a $250 bond amount, and in regard to the petty theft, that will be a $1,000 bond amount, but I revoke your bond in the other case. When's the next hearing set on that?
That one is set for 6/16 arraignment.
Okay, you'll have an arraignment in that case on June 16th.
Your Honor, I would ask the public defender to be appointed on that case. I don't believe he has an attorney on that case at this time.
I will appoint the public defender provisionally on that case as well.
Next is Stephen Fussell.
Sir, you're charged with domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I find probable cause exists in this case. Anything to add by either party?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this will be a $1,000 bond amount, sir. You're to remain 500 feet from the event location. No weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, and no alcohol and no bars.
I think they have the same address. I don't remember if I asked for that.
Bring him back for just a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
You may return to the event location one time within 48 hours in the company of law enforcement to collect your belongings.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, you're excused.
Bradley Hildenbrand.
All right, Mr. Hildenbrand, you are charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, a smoking device, and possession of methamphetamine. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I find probable cause on these charges. Anything to add by either party?
No.
All right, sir, on the possession of methamphetamine, bond will be set at $5,000, and on the possession of drug paraphernalia, bond will be set at $1,000. You're to remain on all standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory testing at cost. Anything else on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused.
Kevin Hobbs.
Sir, you are charged with resisting an officer without violence. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'll find probable cause in this case. Does either party have anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, bond will be set in the amount of $1,000. Standard conditions of pretrial release. Otherwise, anything else?
No.
You may be excused.
Clyde Hutchinson.
Sanderson Public Defender's Office. I do apologize, challenge on both charges.
Sir, you're charged with possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed in this case?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. Go ahead.
Thank you. I have a cause challenge on both counts. Let's see. It just says presumptive positive for marijuana. It doesn't say that the THC level is greater than 0.03% THC to verify it is actually marijuana as opposed to hemp. So I do have a qualified challenge on both charges.
State.
The state would request 24 hours to remain, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give the state 24 hours to come back on this case. You're excused. You'll be back tomorrow, sir.
Just before he's excused.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure that he still has the presumptive bonds of 1,000 on each charge. If he wanted to bond, did he already leave?
Bring him back.
He's president, Your Honor. He can hear you.
I just want, some people don't want to wait in jail 24 hours. I just want to make sure that he knows he has the presumptive bonds of $1,000 on each count. And then if there is no new report tomorrow, then tomorrow he would be released on his own recognizance, but it's up to him.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're excused now. Next
Marshall
case.
Johnson.
Sir, you're charged with DUI, alcohol, or drugs and refusal to submit to a breath alcohol test. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do see active probation in Dade City on this case, just noting that for the record. All right, in reviewing this case, I do find probable cause. Anything to add on either of these charges?
No, Your Honor.
All right, that will be bond amounts of $250 on each of these offenses, sir. You are to have all standard conditions of pretrial release, no driving without a valid license, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory drug and alcohol testing at cost, and no consumption of alcohol and no bars. Anything else on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, sir.
Darian Johnson.
Sir, you're charged with new counts of domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking, and you are also alleged to have violated your probation on prior charges of carrying a concealed firearm, misdemeanor possession of cannabis, and use or possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed in these matters to the extent that you don't already have counsel?
Yes.
Yes, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in these cases. In regard to the new offense of domestic violence, I will find probable cause in this case. Anybody have anything to add in regard to either VOPs or this? All right, in regard to the new offense, that will be a $1,000 bond amount. You will remain 500 feet from the event location, no weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, and no alcohol or no bars. The probation is, you'll remain in custody on the violations of probation offenses until the hearings on those, which looks to be set for June 22nd, 2026. All right, anything else on this case? You're excused, sir.
Patrice Jordan.
Sir, you're charged with domestic violence battery, touching or striking, and domestic violence battery by strangulation. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you on these matters?
Yes.
I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'll find probable cause on these cases. Does either party have anything to add on the DV matters?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Based on that, I'll set bond on the domestic violence by strangulation at $5,000 and the domestic violence battery at $1,000. To remain 500 feet from the event location, no weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, and no bars. Anything else to add on this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused, sir.
Thomas Lindenberry.
Sir, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of methamphetamine. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. Sir, I find probable cause regarding these charges. Does either party have anything to add in regard to these offenses?
No, no, no.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
All right, in regards to the possession of drug paraphernalia, bond is set at the amount of $1,000. In regard to the possession of methamphetamine, bond is set at $5,000. All the standard conditions of pretrial release, you are also to have curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and mandatory testing at cost. Anything else on these cases?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
Your Honor, we can call the priest Jordan back. He said he actually lives with the victim.
Yeah, we're homeless, but we do like stay together when we get a hotel room and stuff. So she still do have my things though.
You'll have to take that up with your public defender at this point.
Your Honor, if I could, since this case has been called, if the state could have 24 hours to file a motion.
On the Johnson case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which one? Which one?
That wasn't Johnson. That was Jordan.
On Jordan?
We already did yours.
Okay,
Well, never mind.
all right.
This is Preston Locke.
The lock. Okay.
Sir, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, trafficking amphetamine or methamphetamine, unregistered failure to register a motor vehicle, operating a motorcycle without license, and driving with a license suspended or revoked. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed for you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender for you in this case. I find probable cause in this case. Anything to add by either party? Was this the case you went to move for something on?
No.
Okay, just clarifying, thank you. All right, in regard to operating a motorcycle without a license, as well as the unregistered failure to register a motor vehicle, both of those will be $250 bond amounts. In regard to trafficking amphetamine or methamphetamine, there is bond amount of, excuse me, of $10,000. And in regard to the possession of drug paraphernalia, there's a bond amount of $1,000. In regard, the standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory testing at cost. Anything else on this case? All right, you're excused.
Jason Lopez.
Sir, you're charged with possession of cannabis, not more than 20 grams, contributing to the delinquency or dependency of a minor, resisting an officer without violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, and interference with custody of a minor or incompetent person. Would you like the Office of the Public Defender to be appointed to you in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender. In regard to these offenses, I do find probable cause. Does either party have anything to add?
No.
All right, in regard to these cases then, in the possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia, resisting an officer without violence, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor, those each are subject to $1,000 bond. In regards to the charge of interfering with custody of a minor or incompetent person, bond is set at $5,000. In addition, there will be no contact with the child in any circumstance in this case, and standard conditions of probation and standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory testing at cost. Anything else on this case? All right, you're excused.
David Maldonado.
Sir, you're charged with, or you're here on affidavits of violation of probation, resisting or obstructing an officer without violence, use or possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of amphetamine. To the extent you don't already have counsel appointed, would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed on this case?
You know, he has Randall Blankenship, and I did email Mr. Blankenship yesterday because he wanted to reset for Mr. Blankenship to be here.
Yes.
But I don't know if Mr. Blankenship's here or not, but I think it needs to go to the next court date at this point.
Is Mr. Blankenship here?
I do not see him on virtually, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're going to remain in custody until the next court date. That will be June 22nd, 2026 at 8:30. Next case.
Emmanuel Maldonado, Your Honor, he won't be able to attend. He wasn't feeling well and had to return back to the building.
All right, we'll set that up for tomorrow. Next case.
This is Milton May.
Sir, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of methamphetamine. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in these matters?
Sure.
Can you repeat that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will appoint provisionally the Office of the Public Defender in these cases, in these charges. I will find probable cause in regard to these offenses. Anything that either party has to add? All right, in regard to the resisting an officer without violence and the possession of drug paraphernalia, the bond is set at $1,000. In regard to the possession of methamphetamine, bond is set at $5,000. You are to have all standard conditions of pretrial release, as well as curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and mandatory drug testing at cost. Anything else in this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, sir.
Arnold McFarland.
Sir, you're charged with trespass of an occupied structure or conveyance. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes,
Sir.
ma'am. Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. find probable cause. Does either party have anything else to add?
I paid it.
All right, bond is set at $1,000 in this case. Do not return to the event location. Anything else? You're excused, sir.
Aram Muhammad.
Sir, you're charged with DUI, alcohol, or drugs. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
I never used a drug all of my life.
Sir,
Just-
don't talk to me about the facts of your case. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
told me because I used drug all of my life. I just drink alcohol, never use it.
Sir, would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you today in this hearing?
An attorney, yes or no?
Do you need an interpreter, sir?
No. Yes, please, if you have, I speak English, about, about just a problem that I confuse with, about the drug. I never use a drug all of my life.
That's just a
Oh,
statement
sure,
of
yes,
possible
ma'am, yes, ma'am,
charges.
yes.
Sir,
Yes,
sir.
my honor, yes, your honor,
All
yes,
right,
yes.
then I'm going to provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this matter. Upon review, I will find probable cause in this case. Does either party have anything to add? Then bond will be set at $1,000. You are subject to all standard conditions of pretrial release, no driving without a valid driver's license, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., breathalyzer test at cost, and no consumption of alcohol and no bars. Anything else? You're excused, sir.
Thank you.
Romeo Newkirk.
Sir, you're charged with operating a motor vehicle with no registration and operating while your driver's license was suspended, canceled, or revoked, second or subsequent conviction. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in these matters?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. On review, I find probable cause as to each offense. Does either party have anything to add?
No.
All right, in regards to the expired motor vehicle registration charge, the bond amount will be $250. In regards to the driving with a suspended license or revoked, that will be a $1,000 bond amount. No driving without a valid license as a condition of pretrial release. Anything else in this case?
No.
You're excused, sir.
Getting killed for
Heroes.
Garcia.
Sir, you are charged with 1 count of domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case, and on review, I will find probable cause. Does either party have anything to add in this case?
Only they have the same address, Your Honor.
All right, sir, the bond in this case will be set at $1,000. You are subject to all the standard conditions of pretrial release as well as curfew from 6 p.m. Excuse me. You are to remain 500 feet from the event location. No weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, and no bars. If you would like to return home within 48 hours to obtain your belongings, you must do so. You can do so one time, and it must be in the company of law enforcement. Anything else in this case?
No.
All right, you're excused.
Then Kyle Randall.
Sir, you are charged with 1 count of domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking, as well as allegations of violation of probation for prior offenses of possession of a firearm, possession of cocaine, and felony possession of cannabis. To the extent you do not already have counsel appointed, would you like to have counsel appointed in regard to these matters?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in these cases to in regards to the new offense, I will find probable cause. Anything to add in regards to that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then on that offense, the bond will be set at $1,000. You are to remain 500 feet from the event location, no contact with the victim, no weapon, no firearm, no alcohol, and no bars. And you are also subject to remain in custody on the violations of probation until the next scheduled hearing, which is June 22nd, 2026 at 8:15. Anything else in these cases?
Your Honor, I forgot to mention, they do have the same address. I know he's got the no bond hold on the BOP, but they do have the same
All right,
address.
to the extent that you are subject to any pretrial release, you may return one time to the home in the along with law enforcement within 48 hours to obtain your belongings.
We don't have the same address, but okay.
Well, it had the same address and affidavit.
All right, next case.
We call two out of order if you don't mind, Your Honor. One, Scott.
Sir, you're charged with domestic violence, battery, touching, or striking. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this matter. I'll find probable cause. Anything that either party would like to add on this?
Just that they have the same address.
Very well. The bond on this charge, sir, after finding probable cause is $1,000. You're to remain 500 feet from the event location. No weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, or no bars. If you need to return to get your belongings, you must do so within 48 hours and in the company of law enforcement. Anything else?
No.
You're excused.
Russell Thompson.
Sir, you're charged with domestic violence, battery on a person over 65. To that, in regard to this charge, would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Yes.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this matter. In regard to the offense, I will find probable cause. Any party have anything to add in regard to this case?
No, Your Honor.
You know, I didn't have an affidavit for this, so I'll have to defer to the court whether they have the same address or not.
No.
He said they do not live together, Your Honor.
All right. In regards to this case, bond is set, I find probable cause, bond is set at $5,000 on the offense. You are to remain 500 feet from the event location, no weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, and no alcohol and no bars.
Okay.
Anything else on this case?
No.
All right, you're excused, sir.
Rafael Rincon Rosario.
All right.
It's under RIN.
All right.
RINCON.
All right, sir, you are charged with no valid driver's license, with no driver's license having ever been issued. Would you like to have the Office of the State Attorney appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I will find probable cause exists in this case. Does either party have anything else to add?
No, Your Honor.
Bond is set at $250. You have no history, so no standard condition of pretrial release other than additionally no driving without a valid license, and you are excused, sir.
Is he just getting straight pretrial release or is he getting bond?
No, he got bond.
Oh, he got both? Okay.
Yep.
This is Oscar Rios.
Sir, you're charged with no valid driver's license, with no driver's license having ever been issued. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. To the extent of having reviewed this, I will find probable cause in this case, and I will set bond at $250 in regards to this case, but I will then note that you do appear to be subject to ICE having placed a hold, so you will remain in custody subject to that hold. Anything else in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You're excused, sir.
Daniel Rivera.
Sir, you're charged with operating while driver's license is suspended, canceled, or revoked, use or display of a firearm during a felony offense, 2 counts, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, 2 counts, domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, and tampering with physical evidence. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I think we have the right information pulled up on this one. There we go. All right, in regards to this case, I will find probable cause. Does either party have anything to add in regard to the charges on these offenses?
No, Your Honor.
Steve?
No, Your Honor.
All right, in regard to the 2 counts of use, display of a firearm during a felony, as well as the 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, in addition to finding probable cause, those will be subject to $15,000 bond as to each of those 4 counts. In regard to the domestic violence count with aggravated assault, both counts of that will be subject to $10,000 bond each. And in regards to tampering with physical evidence, that will be a $5,000 bond. In addition to that, you are to have no weapons, no firearms. You may have no contact with the victim, remain 500 feet from the event location, no alcohol, and no bars.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else on this case?
I apologize. Was the bond $250 on the driving charge?
Oh, yes, on the driving charge, the bond is set at $250, no driving without a valid license. Anything else on this case?
No.
You're excused, sir.
Devarius Robinson.
Sir, you're charged with possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of oxycodone. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. In regards to these offenses, I will find probable cause. Does either party have anything to add in regards to these cases? All right, in regard to the possession of oxycodone, bond is set at $5,000. In regard to possession of drug paraphernalia, bond is set at $1,000. And in regard to possession of cannabis, bond is set at $1,000. You are to abide by the other conditions, standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory testing at cost.
I work overnight from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
All right, I'll modify that condition to say that you're subject to that curfew with the exception of going to and from your employment. Any other matters? You're excused, sir.
Antonio Slater, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with causing a child to be delinquent, dependent, or needy, and disorderly conduct. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this case?
Yes, Mel.
Can you repeat yourself, sir?
Yes, Mel.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. In regard to these offenses, I will find probable cause. Is there any additional information to be provided by either party on this matter?
No, no.
All right, in regard to the disorderly conduct, that will be a $250 bond, and in regard to the causing a child to be delinquent, dependent, or needy, that will be a $1,000 bond. In addition, you're to have no contact with the child.
May I ask who the child is? Oh, no.
Now, no questions about the facts of your case. You're excused, sir, unless there's something else.
Charles Stewart.
All right, Mr. Stewart, you are charged with possession or use of narcotic paraphernalia and possession of methamphetamine. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
In regard to, it looks like we have open bond in 26 CT 2588 and 26 CT 2516 in this case. Thank you. And in regard to these offenses, I will find probable cause. Does either party have anything to add in regard to either of these offenses?
No.
All right, in regard to the possession or use of narcotic paraphernalia, the bond is set at $1,000. In regard to possession of methamphetamine, bond is set at $5,000. All the other standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and mandatory testing. Now, where are we on the bond status on these cases?
I have 26 CT 2588. What's the second one?
Go back to that. 2516.
That belongs to a
26 CT 2516.
He's booked in under Anthony Horton's case on the Novella L, which in confession is that.
So just 26 CT 2588.
Affidavit of second offense. Under his name. So you can't have two of his names, especially under a different name, with a different kinds of blackmail, he's a blackmail, I don't know, they just got.
Okay, in regard to 26 CT 2588, we'll revoke bond on that case, subject, what's the next hearing date?
Next hearing is May 28th.
Subject to hearing on May 28th in that offense, but the additional case that's listed does not belong to you, so that will just be the 26 CT 2588. All right, sir, you're excused.
The next one, Nathaniel Toothman, Your Honor, the housing informed us that he was uncooperative.
Is he a return from yesterday?
Yeah, this is another one we've had before, maybe, at least yesterday, maybe the day before that, I don't know.
All right, then we're going to go ahead and call this case in his absence and provisionally appoint the public defender in this case. Fleeing to elude, driving with a license suspended and operating canceled or revoked, possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and grand theft of a motor vehicle. There's an open case, 25 MM 2497. In regard to the new offenses, I will find probable cause. Do you have anything you wanted to add on these?
I'm just trying to find out the open case. I'm sorry.
I show that this case has a capias.
There's a capias.
Let me see what's going on with that. So something happened on, it says an ROR to remain outstanding for that case on June 10th, 2025. So if there's an ROR capias, I would just ask that he be served with the ROR capias if he hasn't already.
Any objections, State? All right, well, in regard to that case, then we will serve him with the ROR capias if he has not already been. In regard to the new offenses, having found probable cause, in regard to the possession of methamphetamine, bond will be set in at the amount of $5,000, and the possession of drug paraphernalia, bond is set in the amount of $1,000. And in regard to, let's get back to the other charges. In regard to the traffic offenses, driving while license suspended or revoked, bond is set in the amount of $5,000, and in regard to the fleeing reckless disregard for safety, bond is set in the amount of $10,000. No standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., mandatory drug testing at cost, and additionally, no driving without a valid license, breathalyzer, and no consumption of alcohol. Anything else in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
That was me.
David Wilcox is next.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the name on that?
David Wilcox.
Wilcox. Sir, you're charged with resisting an officer without violence. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this matter. In regards to these offenses, I will find probable cause. Does either party have anything else to add in regards to these offenses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then I will set bond in the amount of $1,000. And any other matters?
No, Your Honor.
You're excused, sir.
Jeremiah Wilson.
Sir, you're charged with false imprisonment, domestic violence, as well as there are affidavits of violation of probation for prior offenses of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance and petty theft. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you to the extent you do not already have counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. It appears that in regard to the new offenses, I will find probable cause. Does either party have anything to add in regards to these offenses?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, in regard to the false imprisonment, the bond is set at $5,000. You must stay 500 feet from the event location. No weapons, no firearms, no contact with the victim, no alcohol, and no bars. The probation affidavit, you will remain in custody until the next hearing date, which is June 22nd at 8:30 a.m. Anything else on this case?
No.
You're excused, sir.
Thank you so much.
Last one is Daniel Yo.
Sandra Smith, Public Defender's Office. I would like to note he's been booked in on somebody else's charge. He's here for 4 charges. I would point out the no valid driver's license charge has the name of Anthony Horton on the affidavit. So I would ask that he be ROR'd on the no valid driver's license charge, no probable cause, because that's somebody else, Anthony Lewis Horton, who's a black male, born 8/10 of 1980, and that's not who we have before the court, so that's clearly not him. I don't know. The problem is, I guess, this inadvertently got in the stack, and I just added it to him. I'm sure it was just an inadvertent mistake. As far as the charges that really are his, I would ask for, I do have a qualified challenge on the driving license been revoked charge for it being a second offense opposed to first. I didn't see any, unless I missed it, I didn't see any prior conviction for driving in his affidavit, and that's all.
Sir, you're charged with possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia, driving with a license suspended or revoked, second offense, and no valid driver's license. Would you like to have the Office of the Public Defender appointed to represent you provisionally in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
You would not?
I want to get my own
You want to get
attorney.
your own attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well, sir. Would you like this matter to be set off for 24 hours so you have time to talk to your own attorney? Or do you want to proceed today?
I had to get an attorney first, Your Honor.
Okay, so, and you can either choose to proceed pro se, or we can provisionally appoint the public defender, and then you can still hire your own counsel later.
Okay, so if I go for probation officer, I can always go get my own lawyer, correct?
You can. Would you like to provisionally
Yes,
appoint the
ma'am.
office?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
provisionally appoint the Office of the Public Defender in this case. State, do you have anything to add in regards to the no valid driver's license charge?
The state would request 24 hours to amend, Your Honor.
I would ask as to, this is not his charge, so I would ask for oral on that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got confused on which one. Yeah, the state has no position.
Okay, as to the no valid driver's license, I will ROR you finding no probable cause. And then next, I'm anticipating your next question. Go ahead.
The state would ask for 24 hours.
All right. In regard to the other charges, the state is going to have 24 hours to amend, and then we will see you again tomorrow. So,
Hold on, just one moment. That's just on I didn't have a challenge on the cannabis and the paraphernalia.
Okay.
Is that would only be?
that would only be as to the driver's license suspended and revoked.
Just the one charge.
Go ahead and impose bond as to the other two.
Yeah, I would just ask that bonds remain intact on the ones he already has bonds for.
Okay, I'll find probable cause on the possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia with bond amounts set at $1,000 on both of those. Standard conditions of pretrial release, curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and mandatory testing at cost. And we'll come back tomorrow on the driver's driving with a license suspended or revoked.
And he still has the $1,000 provisional bond on the
The
driving
1,000
charge.
provisional remains on that for the next 24 hours. Any other matters on this case? All right, you're excused, sir. Do we have any others to call?
I hope not.
That's everybody that we know of, Your Honor.
All right. Very well. The matter is, course concluded today. Thank you.
Take care.